Hey guys, it's your brother in Christ, Weston. Thanks for joining me today. So today's article comes out of End Times headlines. Let's get into it. I really, as soon as I saw this topic, I was like, I'm gonna do a video on this. So it says here, will the next pope finally disclose the Vatican UFO secrets? I just want to know what's in the Vatican as well because it's too secretive. Like looking at them in here, just looking at them, they look like I don't know. Like they all know something. And they're all sitting in a space in a place that has these secrets that you think that people should know about, yet it's in the Vatican. And the Vatican's always shrouded in mystery and it's always shrouded in um for lack of better words, like demonic, satanic type stuff. Like what's there? Like why is it so shrouded that you can't tell people? If it's gonna be for the Lord, right? Why can't you tell people? So it makes it feels like it's not of the Lord. Anyways, let's go. It says speculation about the Vatican's alleged knowledge of unidentified flying objects has persisted for decades, fueled by claims of secret archives, historical incidents, and Catholic Church global influence. With the election of the new pope on the horizon, some researchers and media outlets are questioning whether the next pontiff will break the church's long-standing silence on the topic. The Vatican's connection to UFO often centers on its vast archives, which are believed to contain centuries-old documents that could shed light on unexplained phenomena. I believe it. For instance, the Daily Star article reported that British filmmaker UFO researcher Mark Christopher Lee urged the incoming pope to disclose what the Vatican knows about the UFOs, particularly in light of the alleged historical events like 1933 Magenta UFO recovery in Italy. Lee suggested that the church's silence might indicate a cover-up. It for sure does, a sentiment echoed by others in the UFO research community. Similarly, a 2023 Newsweek article discussed claims of David Grush, a former U.S. I remember him, a former U.S. Air Force veteran of National Recon Office employee who alleged that the Vatican was involved in a UFO-related secrecy, which is wild. Why would the church ever be involved in something like that, right? Right? Grush assertions made during a period of heightened U.S. Government interest in unidentified area phenomena added fuel to the narrative that the Vatican possesses classified information. Vatican roles our global intelligence hub also contributed to these theories. In 2024 post on X by researcher Michael Sala noted that the church extensive network makes it a key player in UFO secrecy, with recent initiatives suggesting preparations for disclosing extraterrestrial life to the faithful. Remember, they had like a Francis said that he'd make like a doctrine or like aliens could get saved too. I remember this. I was like, what are you talking about? Um, he says in 2024, uh, why would I? Yeah, by extraterrestrial faithful. These claims and speculative point to the broader public fascination with the Vatican and potential involvement. In 2024, Vatican announced a press conference on supernatural phenomena, which included discussions about aliens and how the church might handle, there it is, the future encounters. This event is covered by multiple sources shared on X and was interpreted by some as a step towards transparency. The Daily Mail in 2025 article further amplified this discussion, reporting that UFO researchers were urging Pope Francis' successor to reveal the truth and the Vatican's UFO knowledge. Article highlighted the church's historical engagement with astronomy and its observatories, with some believe that are used to monitor extracurricular extraterrestrial activity. However, mainstream news outlets like Reuters, BBC, New York Times have not directly addressed the question of whether the next pope will reveal UFO secrets, focusing instead on the broader Vatican activities and unrelated controversies. The absence of the coverage from major sources suggests the topic remains fringe, despite its traction in tabloids and on social media. The lack of concrete evidence from credible institutions continues to limit its discussion on speculative circles. Critics argue that the Vatican's alleged UFO secrets are more than a myth than reality. The church is publicly engaged in the possibility of extraterrestrial life, notably through statements by the Vatican astronomers like Father Jose Gabriel Funes, who in 2008 suggested that the existence of aliens would not contradict Catholic theology. Yet no official documents or verifiable evidence have emerged to support the claims of the cover-up. 2025 X post by UFO Bloke, who referenced the Magenta incident, acknowledged that the Vatican's involvement remains unproven, with much of the narrative relying on anecdotal accounts. Logistical challenges also complicate the idea of disclosure. The Vatican archives, while extensive, are heavily restricted, and even if the UFO related documents exist, they may be buried in centuries of unrelated material. Moreover, any decision to release such information would likely face theological and political hurdles as it could disrupt the church's global influence and alienate its followers. Sounds like you just lose your power or your influence because you got to make that money. You got to have a tight grip. It sounds dark, it sounds demonic, it sounds secretive, and all the things in the dark shall come into the light. And I think that the Vatican I just fully believe that it holds secrets you're not supposed to know about. And not for the betterment of the world, but for the detriment of the world. Because you don't bring any light to it, so you leave everybody into an assumption space, and the assumptions become fact because you are not answering the questions, or not just doing what you need to do. What's in there? What's hiding? Why are you hiding it? And why have you been hiding it? Who's all involved? So yeah, I hope one day that we get to hear it or get to see it, because it seems very dark, very ominous, very mysterious. Like I said, and when that stuff happens, you leave no room but other than it's dark, satanic, demonic. Yep, Satan's archives is what it feels like. So, anyways, guys, that's the video. If you like the video, be sure to like the video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.